today I'm here to talk to you about a dream, a daring dream, and tell you the story about amazing children that chased this particular dream. This particular dream that I'm going to talk about, well, all of it started in 2008, while I was still in the United States. And my dream was to facilitate quality education for all children, irrespective of their sociocultural background, their economic status. All children, that was my dream. All children in Hyderabad, my hometown, should have quality education. And as a part of that dream, I started speaking to friends about it, and a few friends said, okay to the idea when I said, let's start a nonprofit in the US that can possibly start supporting the work in India once I return. And that's how GEEK, Generic Indian Kid, was started in the US, and then I returned back to Hyderabad in September 2010 to start Adhya Educational Society. And I've been greatly influenced by service learning. Service learning refers to learning through interaction in the community, learning by being a part of the issues in your community, learning through social transformation, learning through social engagement. And this has been the backbone of the work we do at Adhya. Not only service learning, but social engagement through arts. And this is a very fascinating teaching methodology that we follow. For example, currently at Adhya, we're using origami, the art of paper folding, to teach mathematics. All geometry, from shapes to trigonometry, can be taught using origami. We use theater to teach mathematics, poetry, puppetry, and craft to teach science, folk dance and culture for social studies. And I'm currently working on learning Kathak, so we can teach non-native Hindi speakers to speak Hindi through Kathak. And also working on using tabla for mathematics. 21 children are learning tabla. And we do not differentiate between subjects and concepts. So it's called spiral learning. All of it happens together. So if that is the methodology, now I have the method in place. I had all the research, all my work. My whole model was based on all this, but I didn't have money, no money at all. I returned back to India after 10 years in the US. I did not know a person. I came back alone with a bag. Who was going to listen to me? And why should they? Why should they listen to my idea and waste any of their time or effort on me? But I did want to sell my idea. It was important for me to dare to sell my idea. And I dared in a very different manner. As a hobby, I'm a floral designer. That's one of my hobbies, floral design. So I started making floral designs and displayed a 6-foot banner on the street, on the footpath, started sitting on the footpath with my floral design and talking to people about my dream. I would stay in one locality for 15 days, move to another locality. And you will not believe, people started buying flowers, they started leaving their phone numbers, emails, and in less than 4 months, I had 650 supporters for Adhya. And Adhya started with 4.5 lakhs worth of donations in kind. We did not start with money, we started with donations from 650 donors. And that is how we dared. We dared to start a learning center. Once we started a learning center, we started working with about 30 children from an orphanage. These kids were about 7th, 8th grade, going to a private English medium school, but could not even identify English alphabets properly. In about 6 months, we were able to bridge them to 7th standard English, social studies, science, math. And that is when we at Adhya said, this is what we should be doing. We need to dare to think differently. Let us not learn a school or a learning center. Let us go to existing schools and bridge children. So then we dared again. We dared to move to an outreach model. Not many outreach models in education are there. NGOs specifically pick on a problem and work with existing schools. But we said, we're going to work with parents, we're going to work with children, we're going to work with teachers, we're going to work with schools at large. And once we dared in that manner, The second dare after that was we said, okay, maybe that first set of children was a fluke. The second set of children that we worked with were 33 girls picked up from the street, never been to school. We started with them in February 2012, and by June 2012, we got 4 children to 3rd grade proficiency, 3 children to 2nd grade proficiency, and all the 6 to 8-year-olds to 1st grade proficiency. And that is when our model was selected top 10 in Asia and Africa in secondary school level training for children. And this was a competition done by Results for Development, supported by Rockefeller Foundation. And once this happened, there was no turning back. The dreaming, the daring turned into doing. Currently, we work with hundreds of children, literally hundreds of children across many, many schools. We have an informal learning program at a government hospital, Gandhi Hospital, the largest public hospital in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We offer informal learning through English, teaching mathematics, through origami, craft, puppetry, 2:30 to 4:30 every day. Every Saturday, we have a care clown, a clown that interacts with children to get them out of their shell. We convince parents to keep their children in school through this kind of interaction program. Now we have parents also learning all this. This impact led us to work on an empathy project. Currently, we are working with 10,000 children across 40 schools in Hyderabad. What we do every year is we pair very unconventional schools together. For example, a convent is paired with a madrasa, or a very rich affluent school is paired with a government school in a rural setup, and both the sets of children at both the schools make gifts and go to each other's schools, maybe have a meal, spend some time with each other, learn about each other, and reflect on what issues exist in their schools, in their communities, and interpret it through arts. Arts is a very non-invasive medium. And our goal is not production. It is not about how well a child draws or paints or dances. It is about how can a child use arts as a medium of learning, of reflection, and solve problems, issues through social transformation. So for the next year, plans are underway to work with several NGOs across India. Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune are in right now, and a minimum of 150,000 students will be going through the program.
Then we thought, how do we move the hands? Finally, we are doing something. We take stapler and we put the pins in hands. That we do. This is moving or not. We will try. The plan is works. Then after Sairam is told, you put the sticks, that will be moved too easily, he told.
So can you just show them on the in your toys?
Like
in your puppets?
Like this. First here we put tape in the middle one, and this first we put like this, slightly, but these are coming down. That is why yesterday I put like this. Now it is
bit flexible?
Yes.
Can you move them? That's nice. Okay.
First day we don't know how to make. Second day
Very fear.
we are very afraid. And second day Ganesh and me fight because when I draw a face and hands, he cut that. And I draw again.
Okay.
Next day, and like this we complete this, and today we...
And we observed another interesting thing in your puppets. The shape of your puppets is more of mathematical shapes.
Yes.
So can you tell us how you got that idea and why did you choose this particular shapes?
Sairam is told we are taking mathematics shapes.
Mathematic shapes?
Yeah. Triangles, something shapes.
Okay.
He told. Then
You got the idea. So you made all your team members. Did they like?
Not only villain.
Hero and villain.
So why did you make certain puppets movable and certain puppets not?
Because these will like this only. Legs.
First we
Okay,
thought
so they
hands
don't
and
need?
legs move. Then
Legs.
we don't move legs.
Okay.
Then we pick it.
So you felt it's not needed for few things and you left them? Okay. Okay, so can you show your mathematical shape puppets?
In this, here we have rhombus.
Oh, rhombus. Okay.
Here octagon.
Uh-huh.
This is the pentagon.
Okay.
There is hexagon.
Uh-huh.
There triangle.
Okay.
That is the rectangle.
Okay.
That is the oval.
Mm-hmm.
That is the circle.
That's great.
So, can you imagine these children were pre-kindergarten level in July, and this was last month. If you come and meet them today, they're further ahead. So we essentially move 1 to 1.5 grade level every month. And all this happens because our method is very constructive. We do not have a lesson plan. We just document what the children create. So essentially, the children make the lesson plan after the class. Our method is based heavily on documentation. We are just facilitators helping them with whatever project they're working on. And this particular project, they wrote their own story, made their own script, designed their own puppets using a particular theme, made the puppets, and did the puppet show. All in English. All in English. Now, I firmly believe that when we dream, when we really dream and we become one with the dream, once we become the dream, something happens. We gather the courage. We gather the courage to break existing molds, to get out of the box that we put ourselves into. And once that happens, children like Sairam, they pick up on our intent. They pick up our dream. Children everywhere, all across the board, pick up on our dreams and they turn our dreams. If you remember, when I was talking about my dream, there was a particular piece of paper, colored paper, on the presentation. This is what Sairam made out of it. So children like Sairam, they pick up on our dreams and they turn it into phenomenal stories of courage, of learning, of dreaming, of determination, not only for themselves, but for the societies that they live at large. And what essentially we're doing is trying to facilitate learning to learn. Because once a child learns to learn, the child can absolutely learn anything. And emotional development is such a key factor to that. And I'm remembering what Oliver Holmes once said. He said, for any idea to be really growing, to be becoming bigger and larger, it's important that the idea is transplanted into another mind rather than keep it in a mind where it actually sprang up. And that is the philosophy we're working with. And that is what I believe will keep the dreaming, the daring, and the doing going on. Thank you very much.